them to present when they need to get funds or grants, or whatever. And it's a C# Windows application that just hooks up to a SQL database. Some of our goals here is that we're trying to keep low cost because currently animal shelters, they have software like this, but it's really expensive. They have to pay $1,000 a year to get the license again and get your server up and stuff like that. And we want to make it really user friendly so that if, say this animal shelter has some specific record that they want to create, but we don't have it as like a template or whatever, they can make their own style that they can save on their database. We want to make it really scalable because they can just make fixed amount of whatever it can be, make it say record types or whatever. It's not really good for say larger organizations. And then eventually from that we want to be able to take their database stuff and query from their database and compile national statistics. So we can say, this state has more utilization or gets more adopted, more animals adopted, and you can go and say, I wonder why they do that. You can essentially try to increase the efficiency of your shelter. And then also we want to be able to make it easier for them to adopt animals. Kind of what we're working on right now, we've got a basic UI just for the animal portion because we save records not only for animals but for financial things and human resources stuff like volunteers and things like that. But we're just working on the animal portion for now. Once we get that working, you can see that it all works. And then also we have a slightly separate application so that they can make their own records, customize. Even if it's essentially the same template as one they can put their own background on it or logo or something like that. Make it a little more show that they have those and then also just SQL stuff.
Yeah. So this sort of pertains to the whole making custom records, since records come in all different appearances and different entries and stuff. So we want to be able to account for all of those. So we're trying to make something easily usable to create new records, have like field boxes wherever the user needs to be filled out.
So we're going to make a record, single table for each record form that we have. So if you make a new record with a custom one, you'll create its own table for that. And then like adoption forms will be different table than visualization forms.
Yeah, so right now we have it. So when you make, well, it's not actually implemented, but the system we want to have it how it works is you make it in the user interface, you make your own type of record, and then it makes up this like format file, and we just call it RCOS record format, I guess it stands for. And whenever they're trying to view a form of that type, they can the program will just look at that file and say, this is how we format the things. It saves essentially where different text boxes and field boxes goes. And here's a short sample one. So it goes, the name of it is the first one, and then that's just a dummy thing for an image. You put an image on the background or something like that. And each next one is a field box, say, going to put date and time or something like that, or the animal's name. You say it's a field box, and then what data type it holds, in string, and then its placement, and then the label that'll come next to it, so you can essentially say, so the user can, when it comes up, they can know they're putting it in that type.
Once we get the framework for the record creator going, we would probably have things different than just field boxes, different items that you can put on a record. That comes to mind right now.
Okay, common box or
Yes.
certain picture map.
All sorts of things, anything that might be useful to that.
So once they make their own custom form, that generates the table, and then whenever they say, want to add this form to an animal, like say they made their custom, adoption form, and they want to, this animal got adopted, so every time it will show up, and then when they put in all their information, it will check if it's valid, and then put it on a new row of that table that points to that record type. Some applications that we had starting out is typically it's not too user friendly sometimes, especially if you don't know what you're doing, getting on the guys. The problem I had is field box types, there's the in, string, and all of that. I thought, I'll just use generics, right? And it didn't work out. So now I'm using abstract classes for it. And hopefully it works well. And then also, I was having some lunch on focus. I guess you guys don't know more about that. I guess that's it. Thanks to Goldsmith and Quincy for showing us something. You those members. Any questions?
So you said you have the custom records so that you can adapt it to each shelter.
Yeah.
You should consider making maybe that an extension and have like a core record that doesn't change. Because then you can exchange records between different locations. Or maybe have one website that people can go onto and look for some type of dog. And see which shelters have that dog and you can go adopt that dog.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can do adoptions in a more centralized way.
Yeah, we were going to figure out what forms are everyone uses, essentially, and then try to make templates for those, and so that that type of so that it can be interchanged. But also, I was kind of thinking the field box type that we could say have like a tag to it that this is this type of data, so that if it's searching a completely custom form, it can still say, okay, this is usable for.
And also the last couple of steps we need to do is have a website that can send that in each shelter data and then compile it and also adopt it.
I have one more question, which is, this is stored on one of the shelter's server, or is it like a centralized server, maybe options?
So we're thinking that the shelter will have their own local thing that they keep all the essential data, and then we'll have a central one where we just pick the data out that we need for, say, the website or the adoption thing, and they can choose. We don't want this animal to be adopted, so we're not going to put it on. But we just take out what is valid for us.
And I can tell that I'm not going to be one of them, but there is a dog rescue thing called Tree that's actually run by an RBI union manager or ex-manager. He's really friendly with RBI students, so I would email him and ask him if he's interested in giving you feedback on your site.
Okay.
Because I'm sure he will help you with anything. It's pretty great.
So do you have the database of people who are adopting these pets?
We essentially have one portion is a database of the animals themselves, and then each of those animals tied to them are different types of records, and also there's going to be a part where like clients that come regularly, but if an animal's adopted, right, and someone goes on the site and adopts the animal and goes picks them up, it'll save that record and it'll probably save the animal for forever, so that they just have it.
So in future, you may even think of those animals are adopted and you want to know how those animals are progressing along, if they have a future of adding those videos to those places and so on. So then it can be a helpful thing. There is an elephant sanctuary in Tennessee, and they take care of all the old elephants, and they have a video of all those old elephants, what they are doing, and they have a webcam and so on. So if you can incorporate if before, say for example, before I adopt a pet, I want to know how those pets behave.
Mhm.
If there is a webcam that is there, then I can take a look at it and how it does it.
Yeah. We were thinking about, we do have to have some functionality for saving images of animals, particularly like something that shelters have to deal with a lot is like, say, horse abuse, things like that, when people neglect their horses. So they have to do an investigation, save video and images, so that could be similar.
Yeah, but one other thought related to that, in a lot of cases, well, maybe not a lot, some cases I've seen like a cat be adopted, and then 2 years later, sooner the cat is back at a different shelter, so even tracking that, there might be something to glean from that, like why is this cat always coming back to the shelter?
Yeah.
Or what's going, why is that happening?
Yeah, we definitely don't plan on doing it anytime this year or next year or something, but we were thinking of maybe being able to integrate some RFID type things because of the tags of the animals. So that you could maybe say, this shelter has these records on it and it already has a tag, you can just pull it up from there. Obviously you have to request it.